Think we are live. Hello, hello. Welcome. If this is your first time seeing my face, my name is Walter Chambers, and I'm the founder, lead designer, and master transformation specialist, which we call Wizards, at Infinite, where we specialize in helping men and women in the gaming industry from casuals to industry leaders transform their mind, body, and spirit using our total wellness role playing game system so that they can achieve more in their life, whether that's personal or professional, have more growth, more health, and achievement. Today I'm going to be talking about Thanksgiving, right? Thanksgiving is one of my favorite holidays, primarily for the one thing that most of us gets excited about is the food. Of course, the family as well. But the food portion, the nutrition, is truly the one thing that some of you might be worried about who are going down a fat loss journey or is trying to make the necessary habit changes for better health and just a better future. Thanksgiving and even just big events are a time where most people either severely restrict themselves or avoid completely, or just completely overindulge and break all their habits, which ends up having them kind of end up in the same position, if not worse. So today I wanted to kind of go over with you some of the challenges when it comes to going into holidays like Thanksgiving and ways for you to kind of take action today as well as after the festivities so that you can bounce back with your health and fitness goals without really restricting yourself and having as much fun as you want without sacrificing your health and fitness goals. So I wanted to dive deeper into that with you today. So first to start off is, who loves Thanksgiving? Like, what's your favorite foods? Right, for me, I love cornbread. I love my mashed potatoes. I love a little bit of baked macaroni, some crescent rolls, maybe a little bit of pie and things like that. Whatever your favorite foods are, you do not have to avoid these favorite foods. At Infinite, we pride ourselves on a holistic approach that harmonizes your personal life, your professional life, and the things that you want to enjoy in life. We don't believe in restricting yourself from the things that you love. It's a matter of earning it and really having a good understanding of when it's going to be beneficial for you and when it isn't, so that you can continuously make progress towards your goals. And when it comes to Thanksgiving, fun fact, most people from Thanksgiving time to New Year's gain anywhere between 5 and 20 pounds from Thanksgiving to New Year's. You have two holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas. All these opportunities are for you to indulge and break the habits that you've been trying to build throughout the year since New Year's, which kind of feeds into the vicious cycle that we want to break. Now, most people, again, either restrict themselves and completely avoid everything, which obviously affects the people around you. We don't want to do that. We want to kind of teach you a way so that you can better prepare for these moments and also bounce back. And that's what I'm here to teach you today. So let's dive in, shall we? So I'm going to whip out my iPad here. For those of you part of Infinite, this is a normal thing to see, is me getting my writing on. But I'm going to be breaking down two things. What you can do in the next 24 hours, so before your Thanksgiving feast on Thursday, as well as the 48 hours post-Thanksgiving. So first things first, there's going to be kind of three areas that you can kind of break this down into. And I'm going to make this super, super simple. You can break this down to things that you can do physically, things that you can do nutritionally, and last but not least, things that you can do mentally. And I want to start first with the mental part. And we kind of dove into it in the beginning here. When it comes to the mental aspect of going into something or going into an event where you know you're going to indulge, the first thing that you want to kind of focus on is the fact that this is a temporary event, right? What most people make a mistake of is that they go into Thanksgiving and then they set this expectation of like all or nothing, where it's like, well, I broke my diet, so I guess I'll just go, and just eat whatever I want until New Year's and maybe I'll catch up later. The thing is like it's just one day, or even if it's a couple days, it's a temporary event. If you kind of let this define your progress or define your progress moving forward, it's going to have a massive effect on you psychologically during multiple moments throughout your fitness journey when you do indulge. You don't have to beat yourself up for indulging, enjoying your time on Thanksgiving. Okay? That's one of the biggest reasons people go through yo-yo dieting and have eating disorders and all these other things, is just psychologically beating themselves up when they do break their habits. So just know that Thanksgiving and any moment where you are indulging is a temporary event that you can move forward from. And by the end of this live, you should be equipped with a couple of things that you can do to prepare yourself for things like that. So I really want to emphasize the mental component the most. Now, physically, the best thing you can do is 24 hours in advance, work out. This is going to be a great time for you to really have a workout that's going to really set you up again for success when it comes to soaking up all that food and those nutrients for you to recover properly. So preferably it should be a resistance training workout. Okay, you want to break down your muscles, especially since you're going to be hopefully having a lot of protein as well. It's a great opportunity for you to have an excess amount of calories in the form of protein for you to repair your muscles and recover pretty well. So try to up the intensity the best you can and earn those foods, earn those crescent rolls, those cornbread, the ham, everything that you love, because this is where your body is going to soak it up and really start to use it to set you up for success and down the road. So make sure you're working out. Make sure you up the intensity. If, for example, you're like, hey, I can't make it to the gym, don't got time. Maybe you're prepping food for Thanksgiving. Maybe you got to travel. Best thing you could possibly do is morning of, try to maybe do some type of calorie burn in the form of just some sort of cardio. Whether that's going outside for a walk for a half hour or 20 minutes, that's going to kind of put things in the bank as far as your calorie bank for the day. Imagine you're just burning the calories now that you're going to be eating later. Think about it from that perspective. So any type of exercise is going to be beneficial. Again, that could be cardio, that could be, anything. It could be, stretching, taking care of your body. It could be body maintenance. It could be anything that requires you to kind of move your body around and burn some calories. That's going to be really beneficial 24 hours before you start feasting. So that's the physical component. Now the nutritional component. So this again is going to be a little bit individual. I'm going to kind of give you a couple ideas that you can implement. So one thing that I'm going to be personally doing is I'm going to be doing some form of intermittent fasting. So basically, if you don't know what intermittent fasting is, we do it every day when we sleep. It's a period of time when you're not consuming any calories. So basically what I'm going to be doing is, instead of having a breakfast or even a lunch, I'm going to be intermittent fasting throughout the day. So basically all the calories that I would be using, that I would be using normally as far as my calorie bank goes, I'm just moving that towards dinner time and dessert. So those two meals that I normally do have, which is breakfast and lunch, I'm just moving that over to for my dinner so that I can really get all those calories that I would have had throughout the day in the evening time. So I'm again using intermittent fasting as a way to kind of prime my body to really kind of absorb more of those calories later on and adding it to my bank. So that's one thing I'm doing. Another thing is perhaps depending on when the big meals come out, or even if whether or not I want to have any appetizers or snacks or anything like that, I basically just want to reduce my carbs. Okay, so I'm typically not opting for the high carb stuff yet. If I do have a meal and break my fast, I'm just going to make sure that it's high in protein. So make sure it's low in carbs, high in protein before I start to have a ton of carbs. So most, someone said push-ups while cooking. Yeah, push-ups while cooking. I would love to do that too. Making sure that you're having high protein, low carb throughout the day. So, because most Thanksgiving foods are high in carbs and high in fats, and moderate in protein, depending on what you're eating. So, if you kind of reduce your carbs, upper protein, that's going to be really, really beneficial. And also too throughout the day, making sure that you are avoiding high cal drinks. And again, this is during the day, right? So this is not, I'm talking like before 12 o'clock or between 12 and 2 o'clock. Just try to avoid high calorie drinks. Like, don't, if you're going to Starbucks, like, don't be getting super high sugar coffees and caramel macchiatos, whatever. Like, because that's, again, you're using those calories that you could be kind of storing in the bank for later on throughout the day. And that, again, that's going to all add up by the end of the day. And again, by the end of the day, you already know you're going to be indulging, right? So we don't want to be, basically increasing the level of damage that you're going to be having the morning of after you've indulged, right? So avoid the high calorie drinks, reduce your carbs, up your protein, try to implement some sort of intermittent fasting. That's going to be really helpful. Try to get a workout in, up the intensity if you can. If you can't get a full-on workout with resistance training or weight training, try to do some cardio, some stretching, and of course, mentally, just know that it's a temporary event, right? Even if you're going to be having multiple Thanksgivings, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, just know that it doesn't have to be your lifestyle, right? You can start off on Monday with a clean slate and continue the same habits that you've had prior to Thanksgiving, or you can start new habits that you want to build, which is what we're kind of going to be talking about now when it comes to 48 hours later. So Thanksgiving is over. Maybe you are starting your fat loss journey now. Maybe you said after Thanksgiving, I'm going to get a head start on New Year's. I want to start making changes now. Well, here's what you can do. Also, if you've already been on a fat loss journey and you're like, okay, I know I'm going to gain some weight, how do I reduce all that extra water retention, right? It's not going to be a ton of body fat unless you're having multiple Thanksgivings across 4 or 5 days. What can you do? Well, here's exactly what you can do. For the most part, if you have been doing resistance training, physically, it's doing literally the same thing. Big thing is all the things that you wanted to do in preparation for this massive feast, you want to repeat those same things. So making sure you're going back to the gym, making sure you're making the intensity higher and using that food as energy for you to perform at your best. And also doing some cardio, some type of stretching, some calorie burn that can obviously reduce the weight gain is going to be beneficial as well. So a lot of the same things in preparation are things that you can do post Thanksgiving. Now, nutritionally, this is where you can kind of get a little bit more specific, but at the same time, lowering your carbs a little bit and upping your protein is going to get rid of a lot of that excess water retention that you have from all the carbs that you had during Thanksgiving. So this is a really, really good thing to do as far as how to bounce back and get the scale back to where it was previously, is lowering your carbs, upping your protein. And other than that, that's going to be the bulk when it comes to reducing the water retention, which is, again, primarily what you will gain is water retention and not body fat. I want to make that super, super clear. The weight increases that you see are going to be primarily in water retention, so don't feel like you're getting fat. It may look that way in the mirror, but just know that it's pretty much water retention. Now, last but not least, again, big thing you want to do is, again, understand it's a temporary event, that the water retention is temporary. I want to emphasize that. It is temporary. Okay? Psychologically, what you can do is pretty much get back to the same schedule that you were at before. Physically, nutritionally, and mentally, knowing that you are getting ahead. So all the action that you're taking currently after Thanksgiving, getting back on schedule, going back to the habits that brought you success previously, and really getting refocused on your fitness and health goals means that you are getting ahead of everybody else who's waiting until January. Think about it like that. Every action that you're taking is getting you ahead. Every action is getting ahead of the person that you could have been by waiting until New Year's. Remember that, because most people are just like, hey, I'm just going to indulge all I want Thanksgiving, Christmas time, and then, I'll catch up later. But by that point, like I mentioned in the very beginning, most people have already gained anywhere between 5 to 20 plus pounds from Thanksgiving time to New Year's, which is why a lot of people get that reality check come January time, because now they're looking in the mirror, they're looking in the scale, and they're like, whoa, I had no idea I gained 10 pounds, 15 pounds, 20 pounds from the holidays. So to really kind of put yourself in a better position and prepare in advance so that you don't have to be spending the first month, 2 months of January undoing the damage that you do from Thanksgiving till January. This is the strategy. These are the Thanksgiving tactics and beyond until January that you can implement. And that is basically all I have for you. So I hope you got a lot of value from this. Again, these are just some tactics. These are not long-term strategies here. Again, this is very specific to the Thanksgiving time prior to the big feasts that you're going into. Just know that this is just this is preventative physical, nutritional, and mental tactics. If you want a long-term strategy to get you from where you are now to your health and fitness goals, whether that's your weight loss goals, your strength goals, or anything like that. And if nutrition is your biggest challenge, I do have a mini course that's available for free until Black Friday. It's called Alchemy of Fat Loss. If you're following me on any platform, whether that's Facebook, LinkedIn, or anywhere that you're watching me from, you can go down to my profile and you can find a link to that, or you can direct message me and say that you want access to our Alchemy of Fat Loss mini course, which will teach you the nutritional foundations for you to create a nutritional strategy for your success. So that means understanding how much to eat in the form of calories and macros and all that jazz. Really understanding meal prepping and meal planning so that you can plan ahead and have strategies and get the tools and knowledge you need to make better decision making around nutrition so you can see consistent results day after day and week after week, and much, much more. It's a $200 course that's going to be free until Black Friday on Monday. So take advantage of that. I recommend, if you are someone who wants to start off now when it comes to your progress on your fat loss goals, again, I recommend joining the mini course, completing that course so that you are equipped and getting ahead of everybody else who's just trying to figure things out come January time. So again, that's the Alchemy of Fat Loss mini course. If you want to dive into that, it's free until Cyber Monday. Then it'll be $200. So other than that, I hope you got a lot of value today. Again, my name is Walter Chambers. I'm the founder, lead designer, and master transformation specialist at Infinite. I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving. And of course, enjoy life, enjoy time with your family, and enjoy those foods and meals. And if you come in prepared using these tactics before Thanksgiving and after, you're going to be well equipped to continue your fitness journey. Again, my name is Walt. I'll catch you later.